Hey, this is your girl Christine and Asia from Kissimmee. Today our topic, we are talking about nosy neighbors. I just can't stand.
I can't stand them not one bit, especially them old ones.
Have you ever went outside and just start talking to your neighbor and they could tell you what happened from that down the street to this side? That's just nosy.
And don't entertain them when they talking about them. Don't say, ooh, tell me more, because this is none of your business either.
And then when you think that they're your friend and then you start talking to them, and then you talk to somebody else down the street, they could tell you everything that happened from the front of your house to the back of your house.
Because they just like a man. They will cheat on you for somebody else. You tell them some information, they gonna go tell the neighbor on the other side of their house. And every time you come outside, they like, who that? Who this? What's this? And it's just aggravating to me, and I can't stand. And we got two of them.
They have this old woman that goes to our church, and she stays across the street. I'm not going to say her name, but she knows it. I go talk to her, not every day, but almost every day. And every time I sit on the porch, she could tell me what happened to the beginning of the street to the end of the street. I'm like, how do you know this information? The street talks. And that's their excuse. I heard through the grapevine. I'm so sick and tired of you hearing through the grapevine. Someday that grapevine gonna come and tie you up in a twist and you ain't gonna know how to get out.
And you know, some old people have problems where they are hallucinating stuff, and they can tell you everything. They can tell you everything that happened 2 weeks ago, a couple of years ago, and what's gonna happen.
But guess what? I bet if you ask what happened in your house, they ain't gonna tell you a word.
A word. They gonna ask you, why you being so nosy?
Well, baby, why you being so nosy? You know what Miss Smith said to what Miss Jones said. So come on now.
And then what gets me is that something, okay, say your family about the barbecue, but you didn't know about it, and you go by their house, they be like, I heard you about the barbecue. I'm like, how you know that? And I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. They know some way before you that's even going on in your household.
Right. So that's why when I get older, baby, I'm living in a white neighborhood where the white people.
Then, my dad cuts grass, okay? There's this woman. We cut her house. She has a whole bunch of cats outside. We call her Cat Woman. Her neighbor is so nosy. Every time she goes to cut her grass, I used to cut grass with her. She would come sit outside on the porch just to watch us to make sure we ain't doing nothing. Because, you know, she's an elderly lady. She's like 86 or something.
And one day, I went to work with him. And, you know, one day, I accidentally blew grass up in her so-called yard. It was right there on the driveway. That woman came outside and told me, when you done, can you make sure you get the grass off my lawn? Because I'm so tired of this bee. She actually called her a bee. This bee grass been on my yard. So I'm like, okay. That woman came out 3 more times and told me. I ignored the heck out that woman. You ain't finna sit here and bug my nerves just because you don't like your neighbor.
And one more thing I dislike about old people. I don't hate them because I have old people in my head. Okay. They talk a lot. My auntie, if you go to her house, she talks so much that she will tell you her bro size. She will tell you every medical problem wrong with her. And I'm not knocking her or nothing. I ain't talking about it. I'm just saying they need to stop telling us these old stories, and they'll tell us more than once. And we get it. And it's not educational stories about slavery. It's stories about when they was a child, when they used to play with their friends. We don't care. We don't tell you about the stuff that we talk about. I mean, do with our friends. So just keep y'all stories down to a minimum. And they're about 15 minutes long, too.
It's like, and then you tell us the same story. Every time we go over that same story. Because they had this woman down the street. Her name, I ain't gonna say her name. But she is messy. One day, incident happened in our house that caused us to chase somebody down to Walmart. And so-called, she was at Walmart. And so the police was involved. And she gonna sit there and say, I know they did something. I know they did something to him. All this. Once more again, she supposed to be a neighbor that comes all in our face, smiling and grinning.
Wait,
just messy.
Me and my sister was out walking her dog, and he pooed by her garbage can. So I went and got a bag and put the poo right there on her porch. How you like them apples now? So we'll see you guys later on our next video. This has been Asia and Christina. So, bye.
Peace out, y'all.